go. Back to the English garden. Light's Carey in Somerset is a great example. Henry Light, in 1578, was travelling, and he went to Holland, and he wrote the first book of herbs. It's great new knowledge, and he came racing back to England to share it with others. The herbs in his garden are still herbs from those original gardens. And these English people, they're a bit nuts. I mean, Mrs. Ronald Grenville, she was a great entertainer at the beginning of the 1900s, loved her beautiful garden at Polesden Lacey so much, and that was where she was happiest, and she's still there. She's buried in her own garden. I don't think that'll work in Texas, but there we are. Those people who started moving to the cities in late Victorian period found relief working in small patches of land that were allotted to them to grow fresh produce for their consumptions. Those gardens proved most useful during the Second World War, when people of all classes picked up a fork and dug for victory, just like here. But those allotment gardens are still there all over England. I have friends who work, and in your allotment gardens you're growing your vegetables. And never think of just a vegetable garden. You have to grow flowers as well. Never think of just a herb garden. You can put carrots in the middle of your flower bed, or roses in the middle of your herb garden. Wait, stop. I've got to. Well, what about the character of the British themselves? They're practical, phlegmatic, homemakers. They want a simple, comfortable garden, an extension of their practicality that provides food along with colour and joy. Wait a minute. Since the times of Elizabeth I, we've burst from our boundaries, and our explorers have culled the whole world, bringing back unusual species of turnips and rhododendrons from India, and tomatoes from China, and the potato from the New World. A potato that really changed the character of our country when the potato blight destroyed Ireland to such a scale. I worked for a radiologist, an avid gardener. Every summer he and his friends, all doctors, very wealthy doctors, would travel to Nepal to explore the mountains of the Himalayas by yak and to discover uncollected species of autumn crocus and bring them back. How exotic, how eccentric, even in England. These people would be called eccentric, but that's what drives these English gardeners to come home with something that's wild and wonderful and different. You too, go and try things that are wild and wonderful and different, and don't be worried by the rules of gardening. There aren't any. The Englishman's garden is his castle, his spirit and his soul. Accept the conditions that the world throws at you. We can do that in Texas. There are no rules. Plant what pleases you, where it pleases you, in the pattern that pleases you, that suits your lifestyle. Grow as your garden grows, and you may have a perfect English garden.
Thank you very much, Andrea.
You will probably...